They say that you should engage with your child's interests, like to build self-confidence. You know, say your son is taking to theater. Why don't you ask him, like, how was rehearsal today? Or your daughter is on the soccer team. You could ask her, like, how was practice, and go to her games. I mean, this is just good parenting, right? And so that's why I get sad when I see Trump engaging in Don Jr.'s interests with somebody who's not him, like on camera in full display, when I just don't think, you know, Trump could have asked him, what does it feel like, hypothetically, to be on a lot of cocaine? He doesn't engage with his kids in that way. It must be hard for Don Jr. to see this.
The big problem we have is, you know, fentanyl is probably the biggest. Opioid is bad. Opioid is bad too.
Yeah.
I think that's bad because everyone thinks, you know, in many cases, they think they're going to do away with pain. And literally the time is so short. If you take it for like 2 weeks, you're almost addicted to it. It's incredible when you.
Oh, well, all of that is horrible. But why do we allow that?
How did you get addicted? How did?
No, I would just do cocaine. That was really, yeah. So not just, yeah.
That's down and dirty, right?
Yeah, and this. I mean, it was, yeah.
But you don't anymore?
No, I don't do it anymore, man, and I'm not doing it.
Is it too much? Too much to handle?
Some of the stuff started to get a real rattle in it too. I don't know where we were even getting it from in this country, but. Yeah, it started to make me feel like I was a mechanic or something.
So the thing you go back to then is alcohol for the most part.
Right, yeah, but what I want probably is cocaine, but I know that if I have a drink, then it'll be like, okay, well, I had a drink, then I can do this.
Is cocaine a stronger
oh, yeah.
up?
Yeah.
Cocaine so you're way up with cocaine more than anything else you can think of.
Cocaine will turn you into a damn owl, homie. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You'll be out on your own porch, you know. Yeah. You'll be your own street lamp. You're freaking.
And is that a good feeling? Well,
no,
it's a miserable feeling.
But you do it anyway, just like the guy you're saying with the scotch. Like you knew it was bad. But you still.
So it's not even good during what would be normally the good time. In other words, oh wow. So why would you do it?
I wouldn't. That's why I don't.
Yeah, that's terrible.
But it's crazy because that's what alcoholism is. I think it's that it trumps the why.
All right, yeah. This is just fluff. Happy Theo's clean. I'm just joking about that coke stuff, but it is.
Is it really down and dirty like that?
First of all, I have an observation and a question. One is, Trump loves this dude, like guys like this, and like Jake Paul. Jake Paul's a right winger. Theo's, you know, we play this clip with Bernie. He seems more kind of just open minded or whatever. Although I know he'd had some bad positions in the past, but seems like just like a nice guy, comedian, podcaster, or whatever. You know, Trump likes these guys, like asks inquisitive questions, has a good time with Jake Paul, but he can't with his own kids. He hates them.
The two times I've ever seen him smile or be engaged in a conversation, I mean singular a conversation, is this video and the Jake Paul TikTok where they're pretending to face off against one another.
And he genuinely laughs and
I have literally never seen him smile like that. I've never seen him listen to somebody.
Exactly.
Like actually listen to what someone is actually saying directly to his face.
Okay, my second observation is the denture situation's back in this clip, which I didn't notice before.
Yep.
And then my third observation, or my question is, do we think Trump's never done drugs?
I still maintain that I don't think he has.
I mean, doctors, I think, it depends. He's not taking anything illicit.
That's the thing, Matt. He's
absolutely.
not.
Okay, but illicit, because I saw people were saying, oh, come on, he's pretending not to know what cocaine feels like. He was rich in the 80s.
Don't.
He's weird enough not to.
He has weird thoughts on like his body and what his body is capable of.
I think he lost a brother.
Oh, he lost
his brother to alcoholism, which I think is also in the early 80s. In the early 80s, which also I think informed like him not using substances.
No, I believe he doesn't take substances like that.
Remember the story about how he said, so he eats just like crap and he probably does prescription drugs, but he doesn't drink, and he maybe never tried cocaine, which I kind of believe because he has that view about like
the way he reacted here like that's low down dirty. He has an elitist disdain for it.
I know. Well, I mean, he should talk to his kid, but like it's just he had that story about exercising. Do you remember that?
He said that his family's belief was always like the body is a battery with finite energy,
and when you exercise, you get rid of energy. Yes. And,
yeah. And another point, Emma, we were talking about before the show is notably he was like a disciple of this guy. I think his name is Norman Vincent Peale, who correct me if I'm wrong, if anyone knows this guy, who I think authored the original book, The Power of Positive Thinking. And he is like a disciple of this guy. This guy officiated one of his weddings.
Right.
And so I think he has this sort of thing where it's like he has strangely like almost new age feelings about like not doing certain things to your body because it will like taint you, yet he also will like, you know, pose in front of the college football championship spread of McDonald's that he got for everybody, and he enjoys that. Like,
it's so bizarre.
If you read about how insane his dad was, some of this stuff kind of comes into place.
Wow, he didn't have a stable parent to look up to. That's
I think
shocking.
a Nazi dad.
Yeah. The one who was arrested. The one who was arrested at a Nazi rally.
Yeah,
in New York,
that guy.
That was covered in the New York Times.
I just when you feel like you can't learn anything new about this totally like oversaturated person in our lives. There he goes, genuinely interested in Theo Von's story about his struggles with addiction.
Does it take you up? Is it good up?
It's so weird.
Yeah, he doesn't.
And like showing him like genuine interest is bizarre.
Hi, folks. Hey, you've heard me criticize how the mainstream media across the political spectrum either fails to report on important stories or prioritizes their own bias over balanced and comprehensive news coverage. Well, that's why I use Ground News as a solution on a daily basis. Longtime sponsors gather related news and add important context so you can understand how each outlet reports on it and maybe sometimes skews the facts. This, and being so close to the presidential election, you're going to see rhetoric against Harris and Tim Walz is only going to intensify. So I can't recommend enough that you check out Ground News's election page. My Vantage plan gets me access to their election-focused blind spot feed and diverse perspectives on each candidate so I can find the truth on who they really are, not just hear the loudest, most biased opinions. And areas where, frankly, the left or the right is not covering. For each story you read on their platform, you're going to find article Ground News found reporting on it, as well as tags to the next source indicating if they're independently owned or not, how credible their reporting is, and if they have any political bias one way or another, making it really easy to critically analyze different perspectives and come to your own conclusions. Their mission aligns so much with what we try to do on this show. We try and make you more media literate. So I can't recommend enough going to ground.news/majority or scanning my QR code to subscribe. Ground News is independent and subscriber supported. My viewers, however, will save 40% on the same Vantage plan that I use for unlimited access to all their features on a daily basis. Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.